All right, so good morning. Do not have an idea to talk about. The problem is that I just sometimes I just get bored of following the news, and then I don't really have anything to talk about when it comes to current news or anything. And I don't have any special idea. I'm just gonna talk about money. Um, Maybe I'll talk about how money differs in different places or something. I don't know. Look, I'll tell you. You know what? I'll tell you something about myself. I have always maintained. I always have a minimum that I maintain, like a minimum bar that I maintain. Sometimes when you see me at like a high bar, on one of these video clips, you should know that that's my minimum. Like I set a bar to be my minimum, and that's the lowest that I go. And I always stay above that bar. Um, yeah, that's pretty much what it is. That's all that it is. That's all that it is. Raw intimidation. You know what I mean? At level one, you can go pretty far with it because it's a very like instinctual. It's almost like hunting. It just comes naturally and instinctually, and you can, thus I was very successful with that. But again, I wasn't at a high level like people may have misunderstood me for. But anyways, that's my thing. Whatever my level is, that's my minimum bar. That's the minimum that I hold myself at. You know what I mean? I do consider myself to be like at this point, to be very honest, I consider myself to be just high level overall. You know what I mean? And when I think high level, I don't think like, oh, a really rich guy with lots of people after him and chasing him and wanting to hang out with him. No, that's not what I mean at all. Okay. I mean in every way that you can imagine. Okay. When you have a police officer who's at a high level, he behaves differently and he operates differently. When you have a banker operating at a certain level, same thing. When you have an athlete from boxing to football to baseball, whatever it is, when you have an athlete operating at a high level, you can tell, like you can see, his quality of work. You know what I mean? On any level. You know what I mean? Let's take 16-year-olds. Okay, 16-year-olds with part-time jobs. You can see that level. Yeah, I mean, you got 100 16-year-olds working part-time jobs, and one of them is just at this level, and it's always very evident. Yeah, man. So that's my thing. I have, and I know that sounds bad because really I should have a high bar. That's my highest level, and I should always be trying to keep up with that and achieve that. But that's not my nature. That's not my personality. I set a low bar, but my low bars are very high compared to other people. Okay, at this point, so I set a low bar, and that's my minimum. I don't fall below that. I may go higher than it every now and then, but that's my bar. So that's I shared with you an idea about myself. Let's talk a little bit about money, just a little bit. We got some time. So I've been trying to understand this whole cryptocurrency thing, and I got to be honest with you, and I'm gonna be very honest with you. Not just me. Anybody telling you about money or giving you financial advice or in a position to tell you anything special about money, they will tell you, and this is an actual fact, they will not call cryptocurrency a scam. They will not call cryptocurrency a scam. And the reason is that cryptocurrency, there's two reasons. One of them is that it's very new. One of them is that it's at a different technological level. So so I'm not saying that it is or it's not. It may or may not be, but the thing is that the technology level that it's at is highly new. So there's so little that we understand. You know what I mean? The people who can understand crypto the best are the people who design cryptocurrencies, who sourced and originated, even now, like even new cryptocurrencies. those are the people who know what it's about. Somebody who generally has a good financial or money sense will not be able to evaluate cryptocurrency. See what I'm saying? That's also why they get, well, that's also why they have a bit of, oh, you can make a lot of money on this. This is an opportunity because it's something that people don't understand. If it was something that everybody understood, and let's say that it was a positive money making tool or I should say to a money making area, what would happen is that everybody would be putting money into it. But the thing is that it's a new technological thing. Nobody knows where it's going. Nobody knows anything about it. And that creates opportunity for gain or for loss. That's my take on crypto. I invested in stocks one time for one period of time. Well, I did lots of trades, but one time, and I did it when marijuana was becoming legalized recreationally. I bought no other stock outside of the medical or outside the recreational or marijuana stocks. I didn't buy any other stocks. My whole idea, I started thinking about it months ahead, and I knew that September, the date was coming when it was going to legalize. And I was trying to get my own investor account in so that I could buy those stocks before. Everybody was buying stocks for marijuana, thinking that once it legalized, it will go up like that. And I thought that too. First week, it didn't go up that much. I mean, it went up by like 3%, 3 to 5%. It wasn't anything substantial. It was just the fact that I had gotten into a very, very, very valuable stock. And I wouldn't even call it luck, to be honest. I called somebody up who apparently knew about stocks. I knew a little bit. Now, this person didn't want to share anything with me. And they would just throwing shit at me. Like, just go after energy stocks. Those are the most safest ones. And yeah, they were just bullshitting me. But I knew somebody who this person knew a little bit. Somebody I'd met, starting ninth grade, and then I had met this person, and just briefly, and that was it. And then I never talked to that person. But I knew this person knew that person. I said, "What stock is he getting?" He go, "Hold on a second." He goes, and then he tells me. So he told him one stock tip to give me. That was the strong stock. Now, I didn't just take his word for it and buy it. I started reading whatever information was available on it. And I'll tell you right now what was available on it. So, Cobourg is a small town. I don't know if it's like 4-hour or 5-hour drive away from Toronto or 3 hours. I don't know. It's a small town outside of the greater Toronto area. It's called Cobourg. They had a craft facility there that was like, I don't know how many square feet, 10,000 square feet. I don't know what it was. It was this gigantic craft factory that had closed down. And FSD Pharma bought out that factory for hydroponic growing, which was supposed to be the best kind of quality of growing for marijuana. And I'll tell you, I bought something else called Marican, okay? MARI. I bought Marican. They had outdoor growing of marijuana. There was some kind of locust or pest or something that came about, and it ruined all their crop, dropped the stock down. Now, FSD Pharma is doing hydroponic growing indoors. It's like 100%. And no, they're not established. They don't have workers. They don't have managers. They don't have any of that. But they bought the facility out. Very smart. They bought a huge craft dinner facility out that I closed down with a huge space for a cheap amount of money. And now they have that facility. They have capability. And right then I realized, they were selling for 17 cents when I caught it. And I'm thinking about 17 cents a share. I'm thinking about it. I really thought, I'm like, dude, with the moves they made, brilliant moves, that Cobourg facility and this stock already at least should be valued at $2.50. Now that was, and I told you how I'm a big lowballer, right? If I thought it was $3.50 to $4, I would say at least $2.50 per share, selling at 17 cents. Literally a year and a half later, I had sold it already because it had a lot of fluctuation all of a sudden, and I started getting weird vibes, like there's something wrong going on here. So I opted out. I was like, it's it's just not going to be good for anybody for me to buy this stock. So I got out a year and a half later. I'm not kidding you. I check out on that stock. It was worth $7.49. Okay. Now 17. Now this is how I use my math. 17 cents times 10 is $1.70. Let's say $2, right? If you put $10,000 in, which is what I put in $10,000. I would have gotten $100,000 if it went to $2. Now, if it went to $7, naturally, I would have gotten $300,000 or $200,000 at least profit in a year and a half without working on it every day. I would have had that much money should the stock game have been legitimate. I would have had $200,000 to $300,000 in my bank account. That's not a joke. I'm telling you everything on the real here. Everything on the real here, I'm telling you. All right. So I gave you some money stuff. I gave you some stuff about levels. And I think this was very productive. I told you about crypto. We don't know where crypto, it's just like the when it was legalizing, we thought it was going to go up. There was an opportunity. There wasn't a lot of people into marijuana, and somebody who knew about marijuana was reading on it regularly to see what was going on. Right? Now, crypto can be a scam, not a scam, and an opportunity to gain or an opportunity to lose. We don't know that because the technology and the concept and the idea is so new. The idea of crypto is so new, this digital currency. I mean, either you're getting in, you're making a lot of money, or you're losing a lot of money. Would I recommend crypto? No. Would I recommend against crypto? No. Because the truth is that we don't know. If you're talking about your general guy who has a good money sense, he doesn't know what's going to happen with crypto. He doesn't know enough. It's just too new of a technology. That's where our world is. Microsoft is coming out with amazing phones. People think they're going to take over the smartphone business in a couple of years. They were already great in computers. Now people think they're going to take over the cell phone business. They already got into the gaming system and the gaming business with the Xbox a long time ago. Technology is an opportunity to lose or to gain, but it's hard for somebody who has a good money sense in general, who's not an expert on it, to give you a real evaluation. And that's the truth. Anyways, I'm done. Good morning again.